We are the voice of Karnataka. We are the representative of Karnataka. We have come here to show that we all are fighting for the cause of the people of Karnataka.
Not Siddaramaiah is responsible. It is Government of India.
ये देखो, ये सिद्धरामैया नाटक कर रहा है। सिद्धरामैया चीफ मिनिस्टर नाटक कर रहे हैं। यहाँ हर एक फ्रंट में विफल हो गया है।
Well, viewers, now the North-South debate only seems to be intensifying. Days after the interim budget led to a massive war of words between South leaders and the central leadership, Karnataka government staged a massive protest in Delhi today. This was led by the Chief Minister himself. The Deputy Chief Minister was also part of this protest. The Congress allegations range from the centre withholding funds, including devolution of tax revenue, failure to release funds to combat drought, or even floods in the state. And the government, of course, has been time and again maintaining that the centre has had a stepmotherly treatment towards Karnataka. Now, the protesters also want the centre to correct the nearly 2 lakh crore loss incurred by the state government, they say. According to the Chief Minister, the formula to calculate devolution of tax revenue to the states, specifically his state, was incorrectly altered by the 15th Finance Commission. On the other hand, the BJP staged protests of their own in Bengaluru and even in Delhi to highlight the failures of the Congress government. BJP cadre were led by State BJP President B.Y. Vijayendra and the leader of the opposition in Bengaluru, and we saw a lot of drama unfold. Now, we spoke to multiple leaders from the Congress party about what they think is the reason that they are protesting. We also spoke to the BJP as to what they felt was wrong in the Congress protesting. Let's listen into these opinions first.
Raising this issue of discrimination meted out by Government of India, particularly state of Karnataka, and also the states of southern states, southern India.
Is the second biggest, largest state which is giving highest revenue to this country. We are asking for our rights. We are asking for our share. Srimati Nirmala Sitaram was telling that central government doesn't have any powers. It all depends upon the Finance Commission. If they are, then why there should be a government? I agree. It is an autonomous body. But what mistake has been done, it has to be, what this discrimination has been done, it has been set right. It is duty of the Government of India. I request, we all request, we are the voice of Karnataka. We are the representative of Karnataka. We have come here to show that we all are fighting for the cause of the people of Karnataka.
ये देखो, ये सिद्धरामैया नाटक कर रहा है। सिद्धरामैया चीफ मिनिस्टर नाटक कर रहे हैं। यहाँ हर एक फ्रंट में विफल हो गया है। फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस है, फार्मर बहुत ही मुश्किल में है और आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं। एक नया पैसा भी ड्रॉट के लिए रिलीज नहीं किया है। डेवलपमेंट जीरो है। उनका ही एमएलएज उनके खिलाफ हो गए हैं। अभी उनको डर है कि उनके ही एमएलए लोकसभा से पहले उनको खिलाफ हो जाएंगे, रिवोल्ट हो जाएंगे। उसको दबाने के लिए वो दिल्ली लेके नाटक कर रहे हैं।
एक राष्ट्र हमारे लिए सिर्फ जमीन का टुकड़ा नहीं है, हम सब के लिए एक इकाई ऐसी है जो प्रेरणा देने वाली इकाई है। अगर शरीर का एक अंग अगर काम नहीं करता है तो पूरा शरीर अपंग माना जाता है। शरीर जिस प्रकार से अगर देश का भी कोई कोना, देश का कोई क्षेत्र विकास से वंचित रह जाएगा तो देश विकसित नहीं हो सकता है। जिस प्रकार से हिंदी और भाषा बोली जा रही है, देश को तोड़ने के लिए, राजनीतिक स्वार्थ के लिए नए नैरेटिव गढ़े जा रहे हैं। एक पूरी सरकार मैदान में उतर करके भाषा गढ़ रही है। इससे बड़ा देश का दुर्भाग्य क्या हो सकता है? क्या सोच बन गई है? और एक राष्ट्रीय दल के अंदर से ऐसे विचार है, ये बहुत बहुत दुखद की बात है। देश के अंदर ये भाव तोड़ने का क्या प्रयास हो रहा है? क्या इस प्रकार से देश को हमारा टैक्स, हमारे मनी किस भाषा में बोला जा रहा है? ये देश के भविष्य के लिए नया खतरा पैदा करने वाली बात है।
Karnataka has made a request for environmental clearance for Madai project, has made a request for Mekedatu project. Those are also pending with Government of India. Time and again, we have met the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Union Finance Minister, Home Minister, and all the water resources ministers, but nothing is moving. There is no resolution. So as a last resort, we are forced to do a dharna in order to attract the attention of Government of India so that our issues are addressed.
So I want to just highlight, Government of Karnataka, using taxpayers' money, has given full-page national newspaper advertisements. Disaster management 6196 crore and capital investment 6280 crore. दोनों मिलाकर के 124476 is what is the amount, but disaster management 6196 crore has been given. अगर हमने disaster relief के लिए पैसा दे दिए, ये कैसे एडवर्टाइजमेंट में जीरो डाल रहे हैं? ये सब बातें सिर्फ एक मानसिकता से निकलता है, वो अलगाववाद मानसिकता है।
Now, we've seen multiple reactions, of course, that came in from the BJP and the Congress party. The BJP that was protesting in Bengaluru, initially, of course, it was a peaceful protest, and later they brought in locks. They wanted to lock the, office of the Chief Minister and the ministers because they say they've left Bengaluru and gone to Delhi for no reason at all. A lot of drama unfolded. I was there at Vidhan Sabha earlier. Take a look at this report. While the Congress is protesting in Delhi, a counter-protest being held by the BJP here. You can see several BJP leaders, including the state president, and you can also see the leader of the opposition and other MLAs who are trying to now lock the Vidhan Sabha, saying that the entire government is in Delhi, the chief minister is in Delhi, and there is no point of operating the Vidhan Sabha without the government here. And they have brought in locks, and they're trying to get inside the Vidhan Sabha at this point in time. The police, of course, are trying to prevent them. We are expecting them to be detained very shortly at this point. You can see a little bit of a scuffle that's right now underway between the police and some of the BJP leaders who are not now being allowed to get inside. So this is a lot of drama that's right now unfolding right in front of our eyes at the seat of power here in Karnataka at the Vidhan Sabha. The police right now will be detaining the protesters, the MLAs. We should also note that they have been maintaining that the protest by the Congress in Delhi is unwarranted. While this was the drama in Bengaluru, we saw, of course, all the MLAs of the Congress party, the MLCs, multiple other leaders who were all in Delhi. And my colleague Tejaswi brings us this report from Jantar Mantar. Take a look.
Senior Congress leaders from the state of Karnataka, including Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister Shivakumar, have arrived in the national capital to hold a protest on Wednesday at Jantar Mantar at 11 a.m. against centre not procuring funds for drought relief and tax devolution is what state has been alleging. And in fact, state has also been alleging that centre is doing this deliberately. It is a political motive. But in fact, centre is denying all these allegations and in fact, mentioning.
Well, let me open this up with a panel of guests who are joining us. T. Sankirta from the BJP is with us. We also will be joined in shortly by Shatabi Shivanna from the Congress party. Maya Sharma, senior journalist with us. Also, Kishore Subramanian, financial expert. We've heard quite a few reactions from our politicians. So I'm going to take this first question across to Kishore Subramanian to bring us a little bit of a perspective about what's being spoken about for the last 1 week or so. Mr. Subramanian, we've heard political parties, representatives, of course, speak about the devolution, how there has been, of course, disparity. Some of them have been saying that they have not shown any sort of differentiation when it comes to one particular state. when you look at the devolution that has happened through the various finance commissions, at least the last 3, do you see any sort of disparity, and is it a cause for concern? Is there a reason to protest?
Okay, good evening to all my fellow panelists. Let me first tell you that this is a financial matter which a common man will not understand. So it's a political advantage for politicians straight. You can talk about fiscal deficit, you can talk about GSDP, you can talk about GDP, anything, but my servant, maid or worker is not going to understand. So that's an advantage for political front. You need to understand the fundamental from where any political party comes. So let's understand the facts clearly. A finance commission has a formula. And if there is a formula that has to be applied, and Madam Nirmala Sitharaman ji or anybody for that matter, it can be from Congress, it can be from any party, they have no rights to even alter the formula. If you look at the GST, the SGST directly goes, the balance is shared as per the proportion. As per the 15th Finance Commission is concerned, the formula is based on multiple factors. The distance to income ratio, then it has got population, which is the fertility rate, the population, then it's got the fertility rate, then it's got the ecology, the forest density in each state. So the formula gets applied and everybody gets their share. Now, let's come to the question which probably Congress is asking in terms of the return. Let's also understand one fundamental stuff. In India, the collection of tax happens at the headquarters. Now, let's say I have an organization and the headquarters is at Delhi. The collection of tax has happened at Delhi and the payment of tax has happened at Delhi. But it does not mean the consumption has all happened in Delhi. I could be selling products across India, but the tax is paid by Delhi. Now, Delhi will say I contributed a lot. But was Delhi the consumer of the entire business transaction? No. See, please understand, we are talking of horizontal equity. And if you talk of horizontal equity, the state which has a higher population will receive a little more. And please understand, it is not as if the eastern states are living out of the southern states. That's a misnomer. As far as the politics and the optics are concerned, it is fantastic to go and say tax, nyaya, yatra and stuff. But the fact of the matter that the Finance Commission has put a formula, you have to just blindly follow it. And I think any finance minister does that. Where is the problem coming as far as Karnataka is concerned? My personal opinion is, you've given a dole, you've given freebie. I've spoken about this at multiple channels and I've told them again and again, if you give freebies to the extent of 59,000 to 60,000 crore, you are in for a problem. Now, do not project that problem as the state's problem in terms of revenue sharing. This will be the share, this will be the formula until it is changed. Challenge it in the court that the Finance Commission is wrong.
So, Mr. Subramanian, what you also are trying to say is that if Karnataka right now, the pressure, of course, is being felt because of the guarantees, but you see some sort of a support that's coming in from the other southern states as well. They are also echoing, similar concerns. So, do you think all of it is political in nature?
Okay. Let me get these points correct. So, if you are having a formula decided by a Finance Commission which has a chairman and 4 members, and they have agreed and passed the bill, do you mean to say that tomorrow if Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Kerala, even let's assume it's a BJP state, they come and say, Madam, we are actually very short, can you give me a little more? Is it going to work? Are we talking like I'm going to my uncle and saying, I have 5 rupees less, can you help me a little more this month? There is a formula, it has to be worked. Nobody can give you less or more. But the technical problem with this is, if I talk GDP, GSDP, contribution of share, collection of share, the headquarter, Eastern region does not have because of freight corridor issue, who is going to understand? But if you stand in Jantar Mantar and whoever the political party is, tomorrow if even BJP does this, I'm going to say the same thing. If you bring out saying that I am getting less, if a political person is standing on the stage and saying, for every 1 rupee that you pay, we are only getting 16 paisa, 15 paisa, 29 paisa. Look how the center is taking your money away. Do you think my servant maid, your office staff, my educated people who are around me are going to understand? No way. Just forget about it. They are not going to understand. This is a political nara. It will work in this country.
How do you then put it into perspective for the common man? Because the Chief Minister stands in Jantar Mantar and says, well, for every 100 rupees, we're just getting about 12 rupees back. And when the budget of the union government doubles, the devolution for the state of Karnataka doesn't increase at all and it remains almost the same. So these are the kind of statements that are coming in. So for a layman, like you mentioned, politicians can really say anything that they want and get away with these sort of statements. But in terms of numbers, you're a financial expert. In very brief, of course, we've spoken quite at length. In brief, if you could tell our viewers, how do they really read through this?
Okay, simple. I will just elaborate it a little bit. Point number one, Karnataka is contributing, let's say, 7% of the total GDP. Now, the 7% GDP is contributed in terms of the total tax. Do you mean to say that all the tax they have paid from Karnataka, the consumption happened in Karnataka? It did not. It has happened across the country. Now, let's say Britannia has its headquarters. Just for example, if Britannia has its headquarters in Bengaluru, it is going to pay the tax from there. That you're going to account it as Karnataka tax. But Britannia was not eaten in Karnataka alone. It was eaten in Calcutta, Bombay, Maharashtra, everywhere. So please understand, this difference will remain. Yes, there is a valid point from the opposition on one ground. You are actually punishing the state which is contributing more. Seemingly the tabular column seems like that. But because of the source and the headquarters of the PSU or the large organization, there is a difference. Yes, there is an incentive for low fertility rate. There is an incentive for forest ecology maintenance. There is also incentive on the tax buoyancy. So please understand, this is a very complex subject which we cannot discuss just like that in 2 minutes. But the bottom line is, nothing is going to change.
Understood. You put it a little in perspective. I think over the last 3 to 4 minutes, the viewers, of course, would have got an idea as to how to probably look at this. I'll also bring in the Congress party here, Shatabish. Good evening. I'd like to ask you, firstly, we had Mr. Subramanian state that it's easy for politicians to make, any statement that they want when it comes to financial issues, because it's also a subject that many people don't go into too many details, may not understand, and, probably it could lead to just political misleading.
Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivakumar for having led a lawful and peaceful demonstration at Delhi in an attempt to draw the attention of all citizens of this country against the financial atrocities that are meted out against Kannadigas. This was not a political protest by the Congress against the BJP. This was an attempt to expose the unfair treatment by the Modi government. This was a cry for justice to Kannadigas. This was a protest to defend the constitutional principles of federalism. Now, I very carefully heard Mr. Kishore Subramanian. He says that, it's a formula that is applied by the 15th Finance Commission and it must be strictly applied. I would just like to put some hard facts here. In 2017-18, the budget size of the entire country was 21 lakh crore rupees. What Karnataka received was 47,990 crores. That is 2.7%. Not even the 3.64% that was mandated by the 15th Finance Commission. And this year, the budget size has doubled. It has grown up to 45 lakh crore rupees. What is Karnataka receiving? Only 55,000 crores. That is 1.23% tax devolution. Not even what is mandated by the 15th Finance Commission. Now, after acknowledging these atrocities being committed, I think the 15th Finance Commission made recommendations to the central government that special grants must be accorded to the tune of 5,495 crores to state of Karnataka, 3,000 crores for peripheral ring road, 3,000 crores for revival of water bodies, a total amount of 11,495 crores. Not a single rupee has come to the state of Karnataka. And GST compensation, we haven't received. They stopped it as on June 2022. We haven't received a single rupee since then. Drought compensation, we made a demand of 18,000 crores. Not a single rupee has come. 5,300 crores for the Upper Bhadra Dam project was promised by the finance minister in her budget. It's a matter of record. And Mr. Basuraj Bommai reflected the same thing when he was the chief minister in the BJP dispensation. Not a single rupee of that 5,300 crores has come. Is this injustice or not? And our only message to the Prime Minister and the central government is, under the guise of an Amrit Kal, please don't impose Anyay Kal against Kannadigas and all opposition states. Give us what is rightfully due to us. That is a simple demand.
Okay, these are some numbers. Shatabish, that the center put out. The PIB in fact put out a little while earlier. I'm just going to pull out some data from there, and then I'll have the BJP respond. They've put expenditures here. they've said that this is from the rural rural development and panchayat raj, and they've said during the time of the UPA it was about 25,544 crores, whereas during the NDA it's 1,93,662 crores. Of course, there is going to be disparity in terms of course, the GDP and everything else. I have that in mind as well when I put out these numbers. Apart from that, you were talking about devolution in the last couple of years. You've spoken about how the budget of the union government, of course, doubled, but the state government wasn't receiving much. They've also here put out the Finance Commission talking points, and they've said that in 2021, during the interim duration, the allotted amount was 3,217 crores, but the released amount was same 3,217, and come 2022-23, it was 2,463, whereas the released amount was around a little lesser, that is about 2,093 crores. And this year, this financial year, they've already released 423 crores is what they're saying. So in terms of allotment to delivery, the centre is trying to say that they have done their bit. T. Sankirta, I want you to come in. A lot of statements were made by Shatabish there, saying that there has been injustice to Kannadigas by the BJP.
Firstly, the Congress government should acknowledge that they have miserably failed in the last 8 months to deliver their promises to the people of Karnataka, to the Kannadigas, which they had promised before to come into power. This is very easily visible. The people of Karnataka are definitely facing a very hard ships here. Secondly, I think my dear friend Congress spokesperson put in a lot of things. I think even he's been influenced by the lies the Congress government and Siddaramaiah is trying to portray to the whole of people. I want to ask a very simple and straight question to the Congress spokesperson. When Mr. Siddaramaiah in his full-fledged budget in the 2023 quoted the revenue receipts in terms of tax devolution and grant in aid, which is supposed to be 50,000 odd crores in the budget, why did he not speak in the floor of the house? You go because he did not speak, because definitely it is a violation and privilege motion will be moved. You will be punished. Secondly, if there is a problem with the 15th Finance Commission, if you have an issue, if there is a violation of Article 281, you should go to the Supreme Court, not Jantar Mantar. This is definitely a drama. You're trying to fool the people of Karnataka. This is properly you're trying to fool the people of Karnataka. I want to ask you, you said the Gruha Lakshmi scheme will be given to 1.31 crore individuals. Only 50 lakhs. Suddenly the computer, you find a glitch in the technical glitch in the computer. Suddenly you find a technical glitch in the software. So this kind of a double standard. I think if hypocrisy and bigotry had a face, it is the Congress party. You take chartered plane and go ask for a drought relief fund. You take the chartered plane and go to Jantar Mantar and fight and go do a protest. So this is definitely a drama which you are trying to put it. And the 5,300 crores which was announced in the budget by Nirmala Sitharaman, directly it cannot be sent through RTGS, or a DD can be made and put to the current account. You should prepare a DPR. Instead of going and giving the letter in the Facebook or in a social media post, you should go and make a proper DPR, make a proper financial report and give it to the finance ministry. There is a procedure. The Congress should follow the procedure.
Okay, not the right way to raise these issues. What the BJP says, I'll quickly bring in Maya Sharma. She's been patiently listening to all the speakers. Maya, we've debated this issue over the last couple of days. Today we saw protests intensify on both the sides. Do you feel all of this is happening in the wake of the Lok Sabha elections, or is there something that nearly need to be addressed by the centre here?
Well, I think both are true. Of course, the Lok Sabha elections are coming out. And as Mr. Subramanian pointed out, maybe the general public does not know the nitty-gritty of the financial implications behind it and everything. But what they do hear, what they are being told very clearly, is that Karnataka's giving a lot, it's not getting back what it is giving. That a state like UP is getting far more, and they're being told that this is because Karnataka's population may be less. It's because also what is being told is that Karnataka is ruled by an opposition party. So really what is happening in Jantar Mantar is a kind of the tip of the iceberg, really. It is, of course, about cash. It's about how much tax is being collected and what the state's share of that revenue is. It is about that, of course, but it's also about something more as well. Prime Minister Modi talked about this north-south divide. It should be avoided, that if one part of the body is hurt, the whole body feels pain. But it is also true that there are other issues as well which North, South do not see eye to eye, and whether it's Hindi, whether it's what is described as a Hindi imposition here in South India, whether it's drought relief not being received to the extent that Karnataka wants. It is, of course, about the tax issues, about what the devolution of tax, what the state is actually receiving, but it's about other issues also. So yes, it is election year. Definitely the Congress government in Karnataka would like to present an image of the central government not being kind enough to Karnataka, and hope that the electorate in Karnataka actually turns towards the Congress and puts the opposition parties, the collective India bloc, in power at the center. Definitely that is the case, but it's also, I think, a case of a genuine feeling of things are not quite right, things are not quite fair. If Karnataka is collecting the second highest amount of taxes, why is it not getting more? The figures that are being shared with the public about that famous 100 rupees, Karnataka getting 12 or 13, and for 100 rupees, UP getting well over 200 rupees. Well, these are figures which will sit in the mind of the public and the Congress and the other opposition parties, because, of course, it's not just Karnataka. We've got Kerala tomorrow.
The perception,
we've got other states as well.
The creation of this perception, Maya, like you're saying, is going to be very essential ahead of these elections. So, two things I want to go back to the Congress spokesperson to ask. We heard Mr. Subramanian mentioned this, that, somewhere this perception is being built. Now, Maya, of course, sides with that idea that there is a strong perception through the narrative in which the Congress, of course, is going ahead with this protest. I wouldn't really get into how the Congress wants to do its politics. But overall, do you feel that the financial burden is also increased on the state with the guarantees? We've seen multiple statements, of course, and I don't want to go too deep into the kind of statements that have come in about, development or lack of funds for development, and after Lok Sabha, what would happen. But how do you view the finances of the state with, the situation like you're mentioning? On one hand, you're saying that the center is not giving enough funds for the state. On the other, you're already looking at the guarantees that are putting a huge burden on the exchequer. So managing this in the future, how are you really looking at it, Satyabish?
Number one, you cannot call the guarantees a burden on the exchequer, because it is the people's money that is being given back to the people. Okay, number one. Number two, we are not doing and if the BJP thinks we are creating some kind of drama by advocating the problems of the people at the national's capital, then I think the people will give them a befitting response in the upcoming election. Number three, we are going to advocate Karnataka's demands before the 16th Finance Commission, and we are going to set right what went wrong in the previous commissions. Okay, and he was talking so much about this financial injustice and that we are doing drama. Mr. Basuraj Bommai, the chief minister of the previous dispensation, he made a claim that there has been financial injustice being meted out by the finance minister. When he was the chief minister, there is financial injustice. He makes a claim. It's a matter of record. That time it's not a problem. And today, when the Congress government, a people-friendly government, a pro-people government, raises our voice in favor of the Kannadigas and the people of Karnataka, then they have a problem. They call it mockery and drama.
I have a counter.
If you think the plight of the people...
I need to stop. I need to ask, did you not know about this formula before election?
I'll come back to you, Mr. Sankirta. Hold on. You'll have ample time here. You'll have ample time to respond. Okay, Mr. Sankirta, you'll have ample time to respond. No need to worry. Satyabish, if you would quickly summarize that, and I'll go back to Sankirta.
See, I would conclude by saying today, Mr. Chief Minister and Deputy Chief Minister carried out a protest at Delhi, not to create some kind of drama. Please don't call it that and belittle the reputation of the people of Karnataka. It was an attempt to draw the attention of all citizens of the country and the central government against the unfair treatment meted out against all opposition states. And it is a matter of fact, let them provide today a Shweta Patra or on white paper as to the number of funds that they have allocated to respective states. Then the debate will end. There won't be a problem at all. The people have a right to know, and we have a right to represent their voices wherever we want to. And the people of Karnataka are standing very strongly with the Congress party, and they're...
Right, Satyabish. Let's Sankirta respond to you, and we'll probably conclude after that.
I think the Congress spokesperson has not gone through the Karnataka 23-24 budget presented by Mr. Siddaramaiah. Siddaramaiah himself in his budget has clearly stated that revenue on account share of central taxes is 37,252 crores and grants from central government is 13,005 crores. It is very much clear the grant in aid and devolution should be 50,257 crores, which is been printed in the budget book. This is not my document. This is a public document which can be attained by anyone who is going through the budget. Let him go through the budget. Why did Mr. Siddaramaiah, who is a who himself was a finance minister, deputy chief minister, presented 14 long budgets, did not have the guts and did not have the proper to speak in the floor of the house? You know why? Because he has lied to the people of Karnataka. He just wants to create drama to the people of Karnataka. Go to Jantar Mantar. If there was a mistake, a violation of Article 281 of the 15th Finance Commission, if there was 5,393 crores, which was definitely due in the 500-page report submitted by the 15th Commission, you should go on and challenge this. The same thing is the Supreme Court, not in Jantar Mantar. Jantar Mantar is not the place to go and ask your dues. You should go. There is a way. There is a way to approach your these claims. There is a way. You should not. This is definitely a political drama. You are trying to just to catch media attention. And the Congress government is very much infamous for diversion politics. If there is an issue which is being raked up, they bring some other issue and try to subside. These kinds of politics is definitely being practiced for a very long time from the people of Karnataka.
Right.
I want to still ask.
The BJP continues to say that it was drama by the Congress party. If they really need to raise this issue, they need to go to the Supreme Court, is the claim by the BJP. Right.
See, and in this
Sanketa, very quickly.
In this budget itself, Mr. Siddaramaiah himself claimed that 85,000 crores we will have to borrow as a loan. And if you see today, the percentage of revenue from taxes that is being collected is only 67%. Whereas in this time, in the month of February, when we were in power, we achieved 82%. You accept that you have miserably failed in collecting taxes. You have miserably failed in delivering the promises that you pre-poll promises which you had promised to the people of Karnataka. You have cheated the people of Karnataka in many ways. To divert.
I feel when we've heard out the BJP and the Congress at the end of the day, for the viewers, for the voters of Karnataka, the perception, of course, of how these political parties are building this perception, that and how it really percolates to the masses is going to be the defining aspect of this entire battle that's right now going on. I'm thanking all our panelists, of course, for putting their perspective out there for our viewers to understand this issue much better. We're slipping into a quick break. On the other side, more news and updates will continue. Stay with me now.